welcome back. I want to talk about something a little goofy. So I decided to think of a game mod for like Baldi's Basics. Now you're probably wondering, okay, it's kind of stupid. Imagine being a furry, then your only idea is a Baldi's Basics mod. No. I actually have an idea for a real game that's like an RPG like. Genuinely, I do. I have a whole bunch of characters, and story-wise, well, actually, no, the RPG is not going to be based around my characters, just Chaos Satellus and, well, potential friends of Chaos Satellus. The reason why I say potential friends because it's basically just people that I know as their characters. And you are able to make them all communicate and talk, and then each ending of each character is like important because they will have a trial, and depending on who's the leader. But I'm not here to talk about that, right? I'm still thinking about how that game would go if I can make it, and I plan to write it all down in my Google Docs, just like my story stuff. But I want to talk about this Baldi's Basics mod. So there's a song. I'll put it up on screen. It's called Bang Bang Bang. I believe it was first made by BB Panzu, but the one with Little Yappa, like the Little Yappa remix, was the one that had me. I really loved that one, right? So apparently it was for another -B mod that people will call like numbers or letter slop. But the song was so fire. I don't know why, but the first thing it made me think about was like my friend Willy. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why she just came in my head. I was just like, oh yeah, I know about willyandme. Yeah, that's her name. Like, so I wanted to make a boss cover, and it was just gonna be like another form of my character because I didn't know what to like use chaos for, which form of chaos it would be. And so I was thinking maybe his like super Germonter. But Willy was like, make him fem-coded, which before y'all fry me, I don't know what fem-coded means. Yeah, I know, right? I don't know what it means to be fem-coded. So I had to go back to Willy a couple times. Well, I was like drawing like I guess like a state of super Germonter of my character, because I never really got to make the actual official canon design for my character's super form. That he doesn't even use it in part 1 of my story, because he doesn't like when his body changes too much. Like, he already did not like the fact that he turned into a full Germonter in the first place. He just did not like it. And later, within the other parts of the story, he actually transforms into the beam, basically. I would be drawing another non-canon shape of my character, because realistically, if I actually did make a model like this, my character would be in his normal state as the principal. Why would I like to be the principal? I don't know. I feel like I'm the type of person that'd be like, stop running in the halls, bitch! sorry for that one, but it's like, it seems like something I would do, right? You know, it's like I would be the hall monitor or the principal, and it's like, yo, stop that. Because I really do feel like the type of person that's gonna be like on somebody for like the entirety of the game. Like, I would just be like the unexpected individual when you walk out their room getting ready to run. It's just like, nope, stop that. So why do I think Willy would be the teacher? Well, I think my friend Willy is very smart. She's very smart. She knows a lot. She's very intellectual. But when it comes to the memory, it's not too strong in certain cases. But when it comes to like something stupid, they're not gonna remember it all too well. Because of course, you know, life is not really about, you know, negativity and drama and stuff. They normally like to keep themselves clear-headed. But other than that, they're very smart in what they do and what they create and what they design. So I felt as though, okay, they should be the teacher. You know, she will be the teacher for Willy's Basics, or whatever I plan to call it. It might just, I think I just called it Willy Basics just for the heck of it. I think they should be the teacher, and I'll be the principal with this boss cover. And I went to talk to them about like, what do you think the challenge should be called? Now, I gave out a few names that we should try. I'll read them out to you. Now, the names I've chosen was Double Crackdown, Double Hefty Punishment, Enlightened and Heavy Standoff, and Enlightened Naivety in Basics. Which, when I came to those names, honestly, I was thinking of like, of course, because they're fat, heavy characters, and the Enlightened and Naivety part, I think that was a bit of a call out on my end, because I know I can be like very naive, but I believe Willy can also be as well when it comes to certain situations. as I said, they're very, they like to be a very positive person, so they don't really assume the worst, because when they look at a situation, it sounds like they don't make sense when you like hear it from them, and it's just like, wait, what? What are you talking about? So I would say I thought enlightened, naivety, and basics, and of course, enlightened because enlightenment and my story and stuff. But the crackdown part, I'm not gonna sit here and say that the reason why it's crackdown is because they're heavy. Well, that'll probably be that way for Willy. But for my character, he's cracked in power. If I tell you what he does in the challenge when he's in the state, it is abysmal. And the other name, Heavy Standoff, I think that speaks for itself, because what I'm about to get into. So basically, it will work like this. Willy would, of course, be the teacher. Now, normally in the what they call number slot mods, I don't like the term slot too much, so I'm gonna just say like the number and letter mods. Some of them would have like the teacher just like chase you around, and then you just like pretty much book it to get all the notebooks and get B sodas to like keep the teacher back. In my version of it, I'm either thinking it should play this like the normal game. I know, pretty boring, right? Playing like the normal game, but it would just be like Willy's weird and wacky like area, because Willy likes back rooms, so it would just be like a whole mess of like trying to confuse you and things like that, which probably sounds like a very toxic game. I know. It sounds completely toxic, but if you've seen their like world, it's already random. It just makes sense. It doesn't add up, and it's like very artistic in her own way, hence why I adore it. With that in mind, I can't promise you how many notebooks you're about to collect. It might be a bunch, but I think I was talking to Willy about the stupid idea, and I don't think Willy wants to put anyone through like too much stress, so it might just be like the least amount of notebooks possible. But how the story goes is obviously just like normal Baldi's Basics. Blah blah, you collect 2 notebooks, but for some reason you got an F. Like, you just straight up failed. So Willy would, I don't think Willy gets a ruler. I never thought if she should get a ruler. She'll most likely just have like that stomp sound. Like, you can hear her approaching. The louder, it just gets louder the closer she gets. And then it'll just be like an earthquake happening the moment she's nearby. Now, my character, he's no longer just a principal. He's a chaser now. And you won't tell when I'm coming. Right? Even though I feel like a game mechanic, I'll probably make it to where it's obvious that I'm heading your way. I might just make the character as obnoxious as me. Like, there'll be a music that plays when I'm like heading towards you or something. Because, see, what Chaos is going to be doing when he's like in that state, he will fly towards you aggressively fast. And I might just make it a cooldown when you knock him back. I might just like, I think it should make sense for the player to have a skill to pretty much counter me, right? And if you land that counter, depending on how you land it, is how long I'll be stunned for before I get back to the chase. I think that's fair, right? I think that's fair for a character that, like, you know, is very fast, heading towards you, and is pretty much flying to your straight location because he knows where you are. Now, I did make a joke about all my other friends being in it too, but I feel like that'll be a little annoying since, you know, you already have someone chasing you. Willy's already chasing you, and Willy's not as fast as how my character would be. So I think it's a fair, a little bit of a fair game, right? So you get all the books, then you get to all the possible exits, and then Willy stops you along with my character. And what would happen is we engage into a boss fight. Now, it's not going to be like the null boss fight. It's a lot different. So Willy would commend you, but of course you still got this F and it needs to be dealt with. So if we can't get you to do your test, well, we're gonna have to make you. And what would happen next is Chaos would then put you into an arena where you fight against him and Willy. So within this arena, Chaos Satellus will range you and Willy will be the chaser. So Chaos Satellus, I don't know if y'all play like any game that like shows you like I know y'all seen like where bosses would have like this indicator when an attack is about to hit towards you, yeah, Chaos will have obvious indicators where an attack is coming from. So it's not like you will get hit by Chaos. But it's in combination with Willy, which might be a little annoying since Willy will always be chasing you. I didn't think too much on Willy's attack since, you know, Willy's like a normal fat fox. So she would just be stomping towards you extremely fast, almost like running towards you. And they will occasionally do a spin dash that you can easily avoid because they will charge it up and then they will just dash. Like, it's almost like a rush and she can't control it because she's rolling into a singular direction. She will then crash into a wall and then head towards you. Now, how do I think that the fight should be? I think you should have like two options. I mean, you can already do a counter, right? So I think you should have a punch and a range attack. Obviously, I think the punch should do more damage. But the reason why I say the punch is because you have two different ways how this boss fight could go. So if you take down Willy first, Chaos would get annoyed, and then he would become Super Monster too. And trust me, it's a whole different ordeal. Like you get a phase fight with Chaos, right? Taking down Willy first would activate the Super Monster 2 Chaos, and then Chaos. If you beat that form, right? I probably should explain how Super Monster 2 works. My bad. So if you thought the attack patterns were already trained before, he will now go into the sky, and you would have to play a little waiting game. Yeah, I know it sucks. You have to get attuned to the playstyle of Chaos. Even though I feel like realistically, I'll probably change it to where you can kind of freeball it to the way you so choose to. But I mean, you have a range move, so it's not like you still can't hit my character, right? He would then fly around in the air and then shoot from above and all over the place, and then he would dive down towards you, and then he would start charging at you as well with his spear. He will also then make beams shoot down from the sky. Well, pretty much being an AoE madness, right? If you beat that stage, Chaos would then use his Saturn form, which I think we fully abandoned the femme-coded part that Willy wanted to do something. In that form, I know you don't know what that is, because I'm just talking about it now for a stupid game. Now, I think it's not obvious enough. Have anyone seen, like, alright, my character? If you see my profile picture, or at least the Prime of Art of Chaos, which obviously is my best work of drawing him in his last stage. When he gets into these other forms, of course he gets taller and fatter. So I think you can already imagine what the Saturn is. Is he as big as the planet Saturn? That is an insult. He's not Saturn, he's the Saturn. So he's pretty much like your background. Like, the man is your background and you can't unsee him. Obviously for the game, I would have to make it to where it doesn't do that. But I could probably come up with something where you can, like, I don't know, attack like some weird crystals that appear, and then you can defeat them. Once you defeat Chaos, you get a congratulations, and then you get a star in your menu with some, like, art of, like, defeated Chaos and defeated Willy, and of that ending. If you defeat Chaos first, well, I actually didn't think of I mean, because Willy is just a normal fox. I don't know. She just gets a rage. She gets a rage mode, and okay, I think it's a little bullshit at that point. I would have to talk to Willy because I never told Willy about much about the boss fight. I said it was gonna be a boss fight, but I never said like how much. As far as I understand Willy's character, they are a person that you probably shouldn't mess around with. But knowing how they expressed to me about their character was before, their character is like a walking black hole. It's not like a black hole that will pull you into, but it's like if you walk towards them, and if you sink into like their fat folds, you get sent into like their little dimension world. And I would assume that's like a little cool technique for them. So I guess it'll be like a cutscene thing where they just grab you anyway, and then you get sent to like their little dimension room instead. And Willy would then go after you with their little shadow ghost. Willy obviously doesn't have no powers to their character, but this is just something random I came up with because I know they said like apparently going near their folds just make you just vanish into some weird backrooms. I think they just have a weird obsession with backrooms. So I think it's supposed to be a joke, but you know, I guess it's a fun way to play along with it, right? Yeah, realistically, I don't know. I don't know what happens if you defeat Chaos first. I know what happens if you defeat Willy first. Chaos would do everything in its power to stop you, reasonably so. But I think two things are gonna happen. What I said the first time for Willy, it's either Will's gonna do the thing that I said the first time, the backroom thing, or they would just give up. Which that's most likely what's gonna happen. But like, she's probably gonna be like, why did you hurt him? It was just wanted you to do your test. You didn't have to hurt him that much. Which I'm not gonna lie, I think every player's gonna be like, rightfully so. They deserve that. Y'all chasing him around. You know what I'm saying? Why did you chasing the player around and you got her complaining that he got hurt? But she'd be like, why did you hurt him? And well, there you go. That's your ending. The hurt chaos ending. And you get a little image of that too, of like Willy like either like kissing the boo boo or just like bandaging him up or something. I think that'll be a little cool. Now, if it wasn't the challenge, obviously, like I said, Chaos would just be the principal and Willy would just be the teacher. There will be other characters. I think I was joking about like one of my friends being like the literal like gotta sweep, and another friend being playtime and all that such. But of course, I'm here to mainly talk about like the stupid boss cover I drew because of a song I was listening to. I know I get really creative, you know, double hefty punishment. Oh, I never even told y'all that the name we chose was double hefty. I mean, y'all see in the drawing anyway. But yeah, double hefty punishment were chosen because, you know, a few friends found it funny and Willy just loved that one. Thank you for listening to my, well, randomness on like how this art came to be and why I liked it. In Baldi's basic mod, that I think it would be, of course, fun to, if I ever do try to learn how to make modding, I think it'll be like a little fun to make. I just need to get better with art or at least 3D modeling. I'm not sure how Baldi's Basics works with its engine, but I think it's a little cool concept I came up with, even though I don't think it's something I'll be doing. Because I'm a too big fan of like RPG makers and stuff like that, so I would mainly be focusing on the game that I already had planned in my head, that I just like, you know, my character and friends' characters and the trials, and you have so many endings with each character, whoever the party leader is. That is, you have so many interactions, and you know, you can make genuine friendships with all the other characters. Even though I think it's kind of, I don't know. Originally I wanted to like the main games to be focusing around, of course, well, the main guy, Chaos Atlas. When it comes to that situation, like literally, if the player selection screen, I want it to like straight up say, if you pick this character, you're about to have the most difficult time ever, and that's literally how I want my character to be treated. He is the most difficult character to ever have. He would have the weakest stats, but then later he's just like completely powerful and very useful. And it's only because how I've written him in the story. In part 1, my character is, well, he has the most dangerous existence. He can't understand what his denizen is saying, and since he's the first neophyte, he's on hardcore mode pretty much. It's like Terraria but hardcore mode, and it's just way worse. And the chances Chaos gets, he loses, and he's the only one that had to go through the spectacle of dealing with time shenanigans because of his many counterparts. So, yeah, no, that's why I always, no matter what game, I'll probably just treat Chaos as the character that you want to avoid, but it's worth it at the end. You know? Is that too much to think of? Or is that just like giving my character too much love, you know? But I think it's a given for anyone that has a character that you give too much love to. But a character with too much love also gets the worst endings, so don't expect my character on his bad endings to get some of the good ones. Like, I literally have endings where, or at least the ending ideas, where you guys can pretty much make my character a certain leader, make him become evil, and they have two options. He can either win the fight against the people that you've gathered into his party, or lose, and it's still an ending. You get an ending for winning and losing. Even though if you want to complete the second trial, you have to, you have to win the fight. But if you don't, you get to pick someone else as leader, and well, Chaos is cooked. If I had to tell people who the main antagonist would be, it would obviously be Chaos's rival, Tamaru. But I felt like that's also a little unfair, since it's supposed to be based around Chaos's friends. So I think it should be based around the party leader. But if my friends doesn't have like an idea on what they want their ending to be, then it would just be based around Tamaru. Which, Tamaru is a whole different beast, and I feel like I should hold him off and y'all learn more about him when I write in Lightning Verse more. So, well, talk about Enlightenment on this channel and finish writing the second chapter, so y'all know who he is at least a little. Enough of my rambling though. You guys have a good one. Please enjoy yourselves. Like and subscribe if you want. I guess if you like my energy or personality. Have a good one. Bye.